We've had MasterChef royalty in the kitchen before, but no one like this. All the way from sunny California, please welcome to MasterChef Australia, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle!
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Because I could just authentically be myself without so much preparedness.
It doesn't work for you to shoulders back, breasts out, headlights going, and try to look as bitchy as possible.
Well, interesting. What I learned about myself is no matter what my name is or what people call me, I'm still the same person.
Megyn, off.
Can I ask you, please, Megyn, what is your favorite dish to cook for the family?
It's a tough one because I have a lot of palates to appease. Yes. My husband, being from the UK, loves a lot of meat, potatoes, cream sauce. California girl, I like grilled fish, grilled meats, lots of citrus. I just like using really pure, natural herbs and spices. You know, again, if you can pull fresh herbs, like, do you say herbs or herbs here?
We say herbs. You do?
She don't cook.
I'm sorry.
She don't cook.
It's weird.
Well, she finally did it. She flew all the way to Australia, sat herself down right in the middle of the biggest cooking show in the country, and for 10 solid minutes, she showed the entire planet, live, on camera, that she cannot cook, cannot judge, and can barely get through a normal chat with another human being. And oh, they have not let her forget it.
Okay, Megs, go.
Trick that people do with pineapple, instead of just cutting it,
Hold it steady, you ginger pots!
to make the perfect little bite, you follow the wedge. When nature has given you all the cues on how to have a perfect taste of something.
Oh, how fun is that? I love it.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
Megyn Kelly took one look and called it what it was: a disaster. The verdict on her show this week was brutal, and it was simple.
This woman is being paid millions of dollars to show how to cut into a pineapple.
Oh my God. Who the hell is sated by one tiny little bite of pineapple?
Here is a woman who sells cooking products, who built her whole comeback on a cooking show, who marched onto MasterChef of all places to prove she belongs among real cooks. And she could not name one single dish she makes for her own family. Not one.
Why can't she name the favorite meal? I've got a lot of palates to appease. So does every mother on earth. What are you saying? Of course, obviously you have more than one child. You do, but somehow we managed to find an option, and most mothers, or fathers if they're the family cook, would have it at the ready, damn.
The comment section said it louder. MasterChef of what? Popping corn in a bag? Her favorite dish is word salad. A dish fit for a duchess? Have a tripe sandwich, Megyn. Right, so put the kettle on, loves. This one is a proper pile-on, and honestly, she earned every word of it.
Hi, oh my God, it's been so long, Miss Meghan Markle.
We have got a pesto made out of the very bit you would normally throw straight in the bin. Then a surprise phone call so cringe-worthy, the whole internet folded into its own sofa. A face doing something no human face has ever done on daytime television.
Sorry to interrupt. We've had a phone call to studio.
Hi, my love. Hi. My husband's here.
Oh, wow! They don't give a shit.
I want you to meet the judges. Oh my God.
And yes, the whisper out of Sydney that she left one of the lovely judges in bits, the moment the show tried very quietly to bury. Here's the twist though. The crying judge is not even the embarrassing part this time. For once, the embarrassing part is just her, sat there, being herself with nowhere to hide.
Meghan Markle may have thought her appearance on Australian MasterChef would help, I guess, propel her image as a chef, and yet somehow the appearance has turned into master mess. Because according to reports, Meghan Markle made one of the co-hosts cry over the use of the word royalty, which is utterly bizarre as Meghan is obsessed with her own title.
Let's start where everybody else started. The small question of whether this woman can cook it all.
I think her PR team launched out with some feelers, trying to see who might be somewhat interested in her appearance. And she was like, yes, let's do MasterChef. She has a business based in the kitchen. She has a show based in the kitchen. But unfortunately for the woman, I don't think she enjoys being in the kitchen. And that's a really, really hard sell.
Here's the setup nobody in Montecito wants, said out loud. They put her on MasterChef. MasterChef, the one show on the planet where you genuinely have to know food. Within about 5 minutes, the wheels were rolling off. They asked her the softest question in the world, what she loves to cook for her family at home. A gift of a question. Any Nan in Sydney could answer it half asleep, and Megyn freezes, does the little head tilt. Out comes the line the whole internet now recites by heart. Oh, that's such a great question. That's such a great question.
This is nuts, Megyn, because, you know, the whole concept of Meghan's guest appearance was framed around the idea of a dish fit for a duchess. So it's like, what? That's okay. But describing you as royalty is not.
On a cooking show, when they ask you what you cook, one viewer put a finger right on what that phrase really is. It is the sound of her stalling to invent one. She always says what a great question to buy herself a second to think up an answer. They wrote, nearly 1,000 people hit like, and they have all watched her do it for years. And when she finally coughs something up, carrot top pesto. Pesto, made from the leafy green bits you bin, for children. On Meghan's show, the read was even blunter.
All she does is crudités and dips and fruit. So she's a woman who has a cooking and lifestyle show, who sells cooking and lifestyle products, is appearing on a cooking reality show, but she doesn't cook. She makes dips with crudités. Because I'm sorry, that is the easiest question to answer. And she doesn't cook for Harry. Poor Harry. He's not getting home cooking from Meghan Markle, okay?
Here is a woman who does not cook, who throws together little dips with crudités and calls it a signature, who does not even seem to like food. For her, food has only ever been a status prop. And the punchline landed cold. Poor Harry, getting none of this at home. Those poor kids sent out to forage for their own pudding. Honestly, the brass neck of it, she sells jam, she flogs cooking kits. Her name sits on an entire lifestyle empire built on the idea that she is warm and homely and a wonder in the kitchen. Then she went on national television and could not describe making one meal.
I totally agree. And it was obvious when you watched her stupid show that her biggest recipe was the Martha Stewart recipe for one-pot pasta, which she stole. It was very clear if you line up the two recipes next to each other, they are virtually identical, which tells you a lot.
The comments were merciless. So obvious she can't cook. Couldn't even name a dish for her family. Embarrassing. 700 likes. Limited skills, limited vocabulary. Said a lot and said nothing at all. They have got a name for it now. The people watching. Cookery cosplay. She is dressed as a chef, holding the props of a chef, planted in a chef's chair, playing one. Sat among people who gave 20 years of their lives to the real thing.
Are you a little bit nervy, Casper?
Well, you know,
nervy?
A ticket to the semi-finals is on the line, and very high caliber guest judge. So, yeah.
That's so sweet.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. And she should have been like, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Did you see my show? It got canceled.
Then came the dessert round, and it somehow got worse. Told she could taste anything the kitchen had, she goes, if you can pick it, you can have it. Except you can't pick chocolate, love. Chocolate does not grow on a branch. This is the food expert, judging chefs.
The kids jump in a lot, especially with the garden. I think it's such a nice luxury to be able to have so much space and things to cook. And if they say, Mama, can I have dessert? You say, if you can pick it, you can have it. So
You can't pick chocolate.
No, you can't pick chocolate, which is great. So they can go pick a nice piece of fruit or whatnot. But no, we always have a nice, as my husband would say, pud after dinner.
Oh, those poor children. If you can't pick it off a tree, you can't have it as dessert. So, okay, great. Sounds like a lot of fun, Dan.
She's that mum, isn't she?
I'll be honest with you. I went back and watched that great question clip 3 separate times. I could not believe a grown woman with a cooking brand had no answer ready to go. 3 times over, it never gets less awkward on the rewind. If anything worse, so no, she cannot cook. We have settled that. Plenty of famous people can't, and we leave them to it. What sent this particular 10 minutes sailing around the globe was the other thing. The thing she does with her face.
Using her Duchess title in order to make money in the entertainment industry. So the fact poor Poe mentioned the word royalty is totally irrelevant to that. It's the use of the word and the term Duchess as part of a challenge in a reality TV show, which I think would have left the late Queen Elizabeth II completely horrified.
Here is the part that broke people. Look, the food was never really the problem. The problem was watching her try to be a person. Maureen Callahan, the columnist, sharp as a tack and never one to miss, sat and watched this appearance and named the thing everybody felt but couldn't put a word to, the eyes.
I spent the morning watching that fucking Meghan Markle special, and it sobered me right up.
The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle!
Callahan's read, the second it isn't about her, the second she is not the one being talked to, the eyes just go vacant. They go black. Lights on, nobody home, and the internet turned it into a full contact sport. One reviewer christened it the Megyn emoji. She shuts her eyes, drops her mouth into a little O, and holds it exactly like the emoji on a loop.
And it's just pretty disgusting. And I think, again, proves who Meghan Markle really is. She's just shallow, vain, and vapid. It's all about the Instagram clicks, all about the follows for her. She cares nothing really for her husband, his trauma, the death of his mother, anything like that, or even her own children. They are all there for her personal exploitation for money and cash.
Someone else clocked her rubbing her own temples through half the show and just went, "Yes, love, we can all see you rubbing your temples. Nobody is buying it." Another swore you could watch her brain buffer live on the screen. Malfunction, like a game character that has lost its connection. One comment I cannot stop thinking about reckoned you could spot a little 404 error flash across that forehead every time she glitched.
What I do have is a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills just give me a sec.
Writing stuff on bananas?
Now, the small matter of what she wore. To a sunny, cheerful daytime cooking show, she turns up head to toe in black, dressed like she wandered off a funeral. Morticia Addams does MasterChef, on a set full of color and steam and joy. One woman sat there, kitted out for a wake. And the tasting. Oh, the tasting. They hand her a spoon of celeriac ice cream, and she takes, I am not exaggerating, an absolute eternity to get it to her mouth, pulling a face, inventing a disgust.
Petro, you're a brilliant cook, but you definitely need to try everything together with this dessert.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even more so than usual.
Megyn nods.
Yep.
Yeah, what she said. She took forever to get the spoon up to her mouth. Like, that was her evincing her disgust. Like, she didn't want to try it. She was already disgusted when he said he was going to do it. In fact, she was outraged.
The poor cook never earned, milking the moment like an audition. Even the eating is a performance. The little passive-aggressive head tilt, the pressed lips, the reviewers caught all of it. One viewer summed her up in 4 words: lizard tongue, mean girl.
And also looking around and wondering, how on earth did I get here?
She's lazy. I don't think she wants to work. They don't want to work. They want to twerk and sit around and film videos. So I think she should actually run for office because Meghan Markle, you're lazy.
Here's the bit that gets me though. This is a trained actress. Suits. Years of it. And she cannot manage the one thing an actress is meant to: look like a relaxed, normal human being. One reviewer said it perfectly: she has real trouble acting like a regular person, which is strange, is it not, for an actress? Where did the success of Suits even come from? On this evidence, it did not come from her. And this is the part that should bother you. If you have spent 9 years being told this woman is a warm, radiant, natural-born host.
Markle doesn't like food. And I'm someone who loves my food. You know, Megyn, I battle with my weight. I love my food. It's like my passion in life. And I can really pick out that Meghan Markle doesn't like food. She loves to drink, right? She's a big drinker. She always has a cocktail in hand, always has a wine in hand. Again, not attacking that. You know, I like a drink too. But I genuinely believe she is not a woman who likes food, who enjoys food. Food for her is some type of weird social status thing. And so, yes, those poor kids, no one wants to go out and forage for their dessert.
Watch her stood next to Po Ling Yao. Po is pure sunshine, bubbly, generous, adored by a whole country. And every single time Po threw a bit of that energy her way, it was like watching someone run full pelt into a brick wall. By the back half of the episode, poor Po looked deflated, wrung right out. One viewer joked she looked like she was fighting for her life up there, and it was not far off. The warmth does not bounce off Megyn and land on you. It gets pulled in and it vanishes. She is the most exhausting person in every room she walks into. And for once, there were cameras on all 4 sides to prove it to the world.
There's a time and a place for things. And I think Megyn is doing everything with clicks in mind. What will get the clicks? What will generate the interest?
Now, if you thought the pesto was the cringe peak, sit yourself down. The single most mocked moment of the entire episode, the one clip that made grown adults physically recoil, was Harry. Halfway through, out of nowhere, a surprise phone call. It is Harry on FaceTime.
You mentioned privilege. My husband has always said, with great privilege comes great responsibility.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Beamed up onto the big studio screen, a tiny thumbnail-sized man waving into a room full of strangers who came there to cook. The top comment on the whole affair said it best, and 1,100 people agreed on the spot. The surprise phone call from H was the most cringe-worthy thing on the entire show.
Wonderful.
I wish you could try this. These dishes are fantastic.
I see.
Yes.
There's nothing like seeing a thumbnail size
It's really delicious.
plated
Hot sauce that,
dish
well, you know me, it's a sambal, and
over
it is
FaceTime.
so
We can stop
good.
it here.
I don't know.
This adds nothing to the show, nothing.
1,100 likes. Maureen Callahan could not get past it either. There is nothing quite like a thumbnail-sized lady popping up over FaceTime to add absolutely nothing to a cooking competition, all the focus yanked off the contestants, who are fighting for a life-changing win. I mean, you couldn't make it up. Everyone watching knew in a heartbeat it was staged, set up, rehearsed to the second. One reviewer said the quiet part out loud, the show did not really want her there in the first place. She is the washed up half of the package. What they booked, what they paid for, was that little cameo of Prince Harry.
What's going on? Have I interrupted something?
Well, we're actually
Yeah, it's a
tasting all the
taping.
dishes. We have four
It's a
incredible
competition
cooks here. Aaron's
with
here,
food that's
Courtney's
hot. It
back
needs to be
there,
tasted at a certain temperature. Oh my God, these two are the worst.
Hi guys. It's amazing. They're so talented. We wish you were here. He's in Canberra right now with the veterans.
The chandeliers in the background. That's
With the
right.
veterans.
Fancy the joints.
Footnote.
All out here. Your beautiful wife.
That you guys have.
That is the circus that pulls the numbers. She is the warm-up act for her own husband's face on a screen. And when she tastes a dish and coos, "Oh, H would love this," one viewer just muttered the obvious back. Yes, as long as your husband would love it, heaven forbid a single thought in her head runs anywhere but straight through the brand.
I love this dish. I mentioned my husband is a real meat and potatoes kind of guy. This feels like the most elegant, elevated version of that. H would love this dish.
Oh, good. Oh, good. As long as H would love it. That's what they're all there for. As long as your tool of a husband would love it.
There is a joke going round that sums the whole marriage up, and it is savage. That look on her face when she phones Harry is the same look she gives when she cracks the basement door open once a week to check he is still down there and tosses him a bit of food. Harsh, maybe. Nobody who watched that FaceTime is arguing. That is not a guest judge. That is a woman who cannot last 90 seconds on a stage that isn't about her without phoning home for a prop.
Poe has to say to Megyn, because Megyn's clearly never even watched the show before, like they're realizing this, like they have to explain everything who were on that set, where it was like, oh my God, like it was a heavy lift because she was supposed to be the central happening of the show. Her appearance is like the big moment of the season, and it didn't go that way. Like we had to like help her along.
And that, in the end, is exactly what the appearance was. She was booked as a guest. She behaved like she was the headline act of the entire night. Maureen Callahan said it flat out. Megyn was meant to be the big central happening of the episode, and it simply did not happen. They had to help her along, prop her up, feed her the moments. You can see it in the tiny things. The producers, bless them, quietly trolling her. At one point, the little caption on screen reads, "Make it sparkle," a nudge straight at Meghan Markle, and she sails right past it without a clue.
The Sandringham Summit was absolutely adamant in the fact that Meghan was not able to commercialize aspects of the British royal family. Yet my understanding, Megyn, is she's been paid for this MasterChef Australia experience. She wasn't doing this for altruistic reasons. She's not donating her fee to a charity. This is straight money in her pocket, and yet she used her Duchess title within it. So that is immediately a contravention of the Sandringham Summit.
Then there is the personal touch she insisted on, walking to each contestant one at a time, drawing every eye back to herself, milking the screen time. Megyn Kelly had the sharpest line on the pattern of it. She called Megyn a disaster tourist, someone who cannot walk into any room, any event, anywhere on earth without finding the nearest camera and making the thing about her.
There's been a lot of reaction to this suggesting she can't go anywhere. She's a disaster tourist. She can't go anywhere where that doesn't bring up a tragedy, where she doesn't insert herself, or in this case, her family, right smack dab in the middle.
Here's the detail that tells you how badly it landed. When the episode aired, the show had quietly recut her introduction. On the day, Poe had greeted her as MasterChef royalty, warm as anything. And word is Megyn's camp were not happy about that word at all. So by the time it reached your telly, royalty was gone. In its place, a global icon, a philanthropist, a humanitarian. They rewrote her own introduction to flatter her on the way out the door. Funny that, and even that did not save her.
Given Meghan's track record, I am inclined to believe that these sources to New Idea are correct. She was simply trying to make Meghan feel comfortable, trying to be warm, and you saw that look. Meghan hated her.
The story that chased this episode all week. splashed across every gossip mag, and screamed down every corner of the internet is that behind-the-scenes lovely Poe ended up in tears over the state of it all. Maureen Callahan did not tiptoe. It would not be a Meghan Markle appearance, she said, if somebody wasn't reportedly left crying. So they say. The show cut the moment, the magazines ran the whisper, and the comment sections had made their minds up years ago.
This woman is really, really not oppressed. She's opportunistic.
That is the effect this one woman has. They re-edit the tape and manage the fallout, and she still walks away the villain of it. Anyway, back to the comedy. There is one more thing they caught her on, and it is the funniest of the lot.
On MasterChef Australia, taped in April during the couple's trip down under and aired this past Sunday, Meghan told the judging panel her relaxed cooking style comes from growing up surrounded by California's incredible produce, raised on farm-to-table meals with her mom as the household's incredible cook who had her watching cooking shows from an early age. Warm, aspirational, exactly the brand her lifestyle business is selling.
So there she sits, dressed as a food expert, and people went digging into where this deep culinary soul of hers supposedly comes from. They turned up 4 completely different childhoods. On MasterChef in Australia, she is farm to table, grew up watching her mother cook fresh, wholesome food from scratch. Beautiful. Except on her own Netflix show, she grew up a latchkey kid, letting herself into an empty house, living off Jack-in-the-Box tacos and microwave dinners. Somewhere else again, it is the $4.99 salad bar at Sizzler. Somewhere else after that, fine dining at Musso and Frank with her dad.
Except on her own Netflix show, sitting across from Megyn Kelly in season 1 of With the Love of Meghan, she told a very different story. She was a latchkey kid, she said, raised on fast food and microwavable TV tray dinners with everything compartmentalized, and she named El Pollo Loco, Taco Bell, and Jack-in-the-Box specifically because her mom loved their tacos.
Everyone wheeled out, stone-faced, as the honest truth, whichever version flatters the room she has stood in that day. She said all of it herself, in her own words, on camera.
So go back further and there's a third version. In a 2021 letter to Congress about paid parental leave, Meghan wrote that she grew up on the $4.99 salad bar at Sizzler and felt lucky her hardworking parents could afford it as something special.
One reviewer laid them side by side and asked the only question that matters. If your mom was such a wonderful cook, Meghan, why did you keep telling everyone you had to teach yourself? 700 people wanted that answer. You cannot have it both ways, and she has had it 4 ways. The audacity, honestly. It is the late Queen's line coming back to haunt her.
In 2013, an Instagram post remembering lunches with her father after tap and ballet class at Musso and Frank, one of the most expensive old Hollywood restaurants in the city.
Recollections may vary. Meghan's recollections don't just vary. They shapeshift to fit whatever paycheck is on the table that week. Make of that what you will. There it is. That is what the whole MasterChef mess exposed. Not a chef, not really even a judge. When you get down to it, but a performer who has told her own story so many different ways she has lost track of which one she is selling today. Insufferable, one viewer called it, and the word stuck fast. It fit.
We get 4 childhoods at this point, 4 audiences, and 4 completely different economic realities, all delivered as the honest truth in the exact moment she was telling it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Don't you know I'm Sussex now, Dan?
She was so mad. She hated that woman who introduced her. Poe is actually a big name in Australia. She's beloved. She came through MasterChef. So she started off as a contestant. She's now a judge, really beloved in Australia. So obviously Meghan decided to hate her and decide that she's a real bitch. And she totally castigated Poe behind the scenes for having introduced her as royalty.
So let's total it up. Heaven knows she never will. She chased this, the jam, the show, the whole lifestyle reinvention, every bit of it building toward a moment exactly like this one, planted in the big chair as the resident expert, the supposed star of the whole kitchen. She finally got the spotlight she has wanted her entire adult life, and she used it to prove every last critic right, live in 10 minutes in front of millions. Megyn Kelly saw a disaster. Maureen Callahan saw a woman who makes the whole world about herself and feels not one flicker of shame doing it. Callahan goes further. another, and reckons the reason nothing ever lands on her is that the woman is, in her words, a bit of a psychopath. The whole of YouTube saw a fraud in an apron, and the comments, thousands upon thousands of them, from the very women the palace once hoped would take her to their hearts, all landed on the same single word, cringe. Honestly, the brass neck of it never fails to amaze me. The wheels did not come off the Sussex wagon this week. They came off years ago. This was the first time she drove the thing onto live television and let the whole world watch it roll down the hill. So tell me down below, what was the single most cringeworthy moment for you? Was it the carrot top pesto, the great question she couldn't answer, or Harry, beamed and tiny on that little phone screen? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, I promise you that. Now go and hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who see straight through the act. Subscribe here too, there is plenty more coming this week. Next up, the real reason Netflix has quietly gone cold on her, and why the whole streaming deal she staked her comeback on is falling apart behind the scenes. That one lands in a couple of days. You'll want to be here for it. The mask doesn't slip anymore. These days she takes it off herself, on camera, and calls it a cooking show.